Groups help us organize users into collections or units that we can use to control permissions, quotas, and other aspects of the system. Every regular user has a primary group, and users can also have supplementary groups. Normal users have a primary group that corresponds with their username, but we can grant access to other groups that already exist, like the administration group, or groups we create, like a group for the finance department, so they can access a certain folder on the file share. To add a group to the system, we can use the add group command. And just like with adding users, we can create either a regular group or a system group. We can also add a user that exists to a group that already exists. We'll look at how to do both of these. First, I'll create a group called Finance with add group, Finance. And I'll create another one called Sales with add group, Sales. And then we need some users to put in those groups. I have one user already, and I'll create two more with add user, Taylor, and add user, Pat. Each of these users have their primary group set to their own group. I can see that with the ID command. I'll write ID Taylor and ID Pat. Let's set their supplementary groups to some combination of the groups that we just created. To do that, I can use add user and the username and the group name. I'll write add user, Taylor, Sales. Or I can use usermod-a-G -A to append rather than replace groups, and -G to give a list of the groups to add the user to. In this case, to the finance group, I'll add Pat. We can keep an eye on what's changing with the ID or groups commands. I'll write ID Taylor. And here I can see that Taylor is in their primary group and also in the sales group. And ID Pat. Here, Pat is in their own group and in the finance group. So now if I were to set the group ownership on a file with chown or chgroup, the user's group membership would come into play in determining whether they had access to the file. Groups are also helpful for quotas and ACLs in order to more easily apply these settings to large numbers of users at once. If you set up a number of groups, you can modify the etc adduser.conf file to apply those groups to users that you create. We can modify groups just like users. The group mod command lets us change the numeric group ID and the name of the group if we need to do so. And as with users, we can delete a group with the del group command. It doesn't really come with many options, so it's pretty straightforward to use. If you're not using a group anymore, del group and the group name will remove it from the system and remove membership from any users that were part of it.